People often wonder what the fuck I am, but they don't know how to ask it in a way that's not offensive. So I'll break it down as simply as I can. I'm a mad queer slut, and I have daddy issues. The daddy issues. They are the second star of the show, I tell you. But I'm Lauriakis, the first star, and this is Slut Songs, the video album. I am a slut, which in technical terms means I am non-monogamous. And as a non-monogamous and queer person, I am a sexual minority in my culture. My cultures are the United States, where I grounded for about a decade, and New Zealand, where I was born and where I currently am and am recording this. In these cultures, heterosexual monogamy is the norm, and this is quite a bizarre turn of events in the big picture, because monogamy is actually very rare in the animal kingdom, and especially in mammals. So if you're looking for monogamy, for a bond that will never unravel, well, I'm sorry to say, but that's rarely the way when you're a fucking mammal. So you could find yourself a nice penguin, find yourself a consenting swan, if you're open to an avian affair, you might get your lifelong 1+1. Okay, I'm obviously not being serious there. Not only can birds not consent, but cloacae are no place for human genitals. The point I'm making is just that we expect to see monogamy in birds. After all, 90% of bird species are monogamous. But in mammals, only 5% of species are monogamous. And amongst the other great apes, our closest relatives, there is not a shred of monogamy to be found. And especially so with the bonobo. They really are the bone obos, the most sex positive of all the apes. The females dominate. They've got really large brains. That's what studies say. That's what studies say. They don't sexually frustrate. Oh no. And with strangers, they're like, hey. That's what studies say. That's what studies say. Yes, they keep grooming, fucking when they're mad, 'cause it's soothing, hardly ever violent, it's quite moving. Bonobos, the happy sluts of the primate world. Everyone is getting laid. Males, females, young and old, it's all the same. Bonobos gonna mate with all. I 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 mate with all. Just Google bonobo sex when you get a chance. I mean, seriously, live. It's not porn if they're not people. And also, porn is fine. It makes me sad sometimes thinking about how much happier and more alive we might all be if we behaved a bit more like bonobos, you know, fucking without shame, without a fear of violence, and all the fucking time. So why don't we? Why is it that humans are the one great ape who have made monogamy a habit? And why is it heterosexual monogamy all the time, when clearly our ape cousins are getting the dirty on with all? Well, this is not the time for me to be Professor Yakis. That's my day job, so I will forego the lecture, but just let me say it is complicated, and A few of the key players are cis heteropatriarchy, capitalism, colonialism, and religion. In short, the answer is it is culture, not nature, that explains why so many humans behave monogamously. Monogamy is not natural, nor is it normal. It is a choice that people make. It is a choice that cultures make, and therefore it shouldn't be a choice that all are forced to make. And thanks to movements like intersectional feminism, queer liberation, other forms of anti-oppression, we don't have to. These movements have paved the way for non-monogamy to be recognized as a valid way of being. And in 1997, two badass women wrote a book called Ethical Slut. And I took a look and holy shit, it blew my mind. I thought, fuck, I've been judging myself all this time. And now I learn that I'm not a freak for being horny and slutty 7 days a week. Aye. Thanks for nothing, society. But seriously, this book helped me learn that slut didn't have to be bad or wrong. It could be a valid, ethical, liberating, healing way of being and living in this world. And there are unethical ways to be a slut. And I've dabbled in many of these ways. I've used sex to harm myself as well as to heal myself. I've used sex as self-punishment. I've used sex to fill the hole in my soul that feels like it's as big as another universe sometimes. I've put my own sexual desires ahead of other people's boundaries, and that is all part of the journey. In a world like ours, with so much sexual injustice and violence, very few of us escape shame and pain somewhere along the way on our journey to sexual self-discovery. And in this video album, in the live show that this video album is based on, I include all of this part of my story.